so awesome to be able to meet with you and learn a little bit more about the UMaine Field Hockey Team. Last year, you finished 8-12, knocked out in the second round of the American East tournament. But you've got big plans for this year, and you're bringing in uh, what is it, 8 new players, 4 first years, and 4 transfers. And if you would talk a little bit about who's coming in and maybe the transfer portal and all that.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and really appreciate being able to spend this time with you and being able to do this moving forward to be able to talk about our program. We just announced our incoming class. Obviously, it was something that we've been working at a little bit this prior to, but a lot this last semester with the transfer portal to try to get players to commit to coming here. We do have 4 transfers. Um, well, 3 are coming in from other programs already. Well, 4 of them are coming in from other programs, but 2 are coming in from Kent State, and one's coming in from Quinnipiac. One's coming in from Division 3 into our program, and then goalie from the Czech Republic, who's considered a transfer because she's completed her undergrad degree, but she hasn't played in the NCAA yet. So we'll have 2 years of eligibility
Oh,
with our program. So we have 3 true first year players. The transfer portal has been this is the first time, I guess, that we've gone into the transfer portal. I think with the players that we have coming in, it's mainly that they have like an additional year of playing because of COVID. So this would be like the last year to be able to do that. So they graduated from the program that they were in, and then they had an
right.
additional year. So they went into the portal because they wanted to play their additional season. So we were able to get 3 players from their extra year of COVID. But it is a large class of 8, but it's a class that we're really excited to see arrived on campus and be with the rest of our returning players.
Now we were talking before we recorded. You don't start until what is it, August 8th now, when everyone will arrive on campus.
Yes, so the players are all they're all in different areas right now, but many of them are playing back home and have been playing during the summertime. Some are doing like internships and working, but our players, obviously stay here for the whole year. But in the summertime, we don't require them to come back early. But August 8th will be our official report date, and a lot of them will be just traveling back beginning of August to get here a few days before we start on the 8th.
And that's going to be, with such a large class, you've got to have to just kind of incorporate everyone. And I'm sure you'll be relying on the seniors and the veterans to make everybody welcome.
Yeah, we had a great spring. Actually, we our upperclassmen from the spring, Poppy Lambert, Bria Kennedy, and Ivani Gill, did a great job. Obviously, with our returning players, we had a lot of good conversations in the off season about the commitment that we needed from our returning players and the level, that we wanted to be at for the fall. So they had a good spring and they worked very hard, and they're continuing to work on their own right now to get ready for our preseason. And then with the 8 incoming players, our returning players obviously had a hand in communication and continue to have those uh, check-ins, I guess, during the summer to make sure that everyone is as ready as possible to start on August 8th. And we do with the transfers, with the older transfers that are coming in with only 1 year of eligibility. A lot of those players were leaders on their respective teams, and were captains. And I think that they definitely understand the commitment level that's required in the summertime, to get ready as best as possible for our preseason. But yes, it's going to be a lot to do at the beginning. We're going to have to progress, together as a team as the season goes.
Well, I mean, August 8th, and your first preseason game is August 25th, in New Hampshire, against Brown University. And then you don't play at home until September 6th against Hofstra. The the facility that you're at last year was the first year in that brand new facility. Am I correct?
Yes,
It's beautiful. I mean,
it,
it's unbelievable.
we love it. I mean, it's outstanding.
All right,
It's the best really in our region by far.
so I have one question. Being I played I grew up in Bermuda. I played field hockey in Bermuda. So, but in high school. But why do they water it in between? Is it just because of the heat and trying to cool it down? But why do they water artificial turf?
Yeah, it's more so like to how the ball plays on a watered surface. So because the turf is more like of a carpet than
Yeah.
some of the turfs that we see, for football or for soccer where it's like a longer grass. The turf for field hockey is more of a carpet. So it is sticky when it's dry. So it
Okay.
allows the ball to roll truer, on the surface. And it also because it is like a carpet, and when you fall on it, it is difficult on your body. It does like scrape you up a little bit, and the water, allows, I think,
A
for
little
like,
hydroplaning, a little
yeah,
bit.
exactly, a little bit more safety for the players because they are playing like on the ground sometimes, to play the ball.
They're on the ground a lot.
Yeah.
What kind of play? I mean, is there anything that you're going to do differently this year with the newer players coming in? Is there, I mean, I we know that your set plays are fantastic. I mean, you look at those and the penalty corners. You know, it, they're just they're. I mean, I've seen Poppy Lambert play for a couple of years, and she's just amazing and one of the leading scorers normally. But what can we expect this year?
Yeah, I think with the experience of the players coming in, the areas I think that are impacted the most with the class coming in is our back line and our midfield line. And then, as you said, with our record last year, like we were competitive, but to be really competitive at the top of the conference, it's that part of the game that has to be better, right? The number of goals that we're allowing, to try to be better defensively, but also offensively, a lot of the play starts from those positions, and to have a little bit more experience with the group of backs and midfielders, and I think to have more versatility. I think that that'll be something that we're going to look to do a little bit different this season. Is sometimes in field hockey you start in a formation and you kind of stay in that formation, but I think with our team, it'll allow us more. I think we'll be able to be more diverse with our play in terms of if we want to be with three backs or if we want to play with four backs, and if we want to change that up sometimes, from game to game or even within the game. And we did do it a little bit at the end of our season last year, but we did it a little bit more in the spring with our returning players. And I think it's just something that, with the players we have coming in, the backs and the midfield will have a little bit more flexibility to do that. And also in the past, when our team was like very competitive, is we played a really fast pace and we were one of the fastest teams in the conference. And to be able to play that style and to not be like out of control or to like run out of steam, you do have to have like a high level of rotation. And we've always like talked about it, but we're not always able to execute it with the experience necessary to do that. And it's a lot to ask out of our midfielders to play that style, but if they can't maintain that, and I think that those are the things that I'm looking forward to, with the preseason, is to start to incorporate that with our team and to talk about the things that how we want to look as the season's going and how that's going to come together, and how those roles are going to develop within the team. And I think that we have a good group to be able to do that with.
uh, how many miles are the team members running in a typical game? I mean, field hockey's nonstop, and like you said, you're trying to get that rotation in and out. Their heart rates go up, and I mean, are you monitoring heart rates during the game? Are they wearing something to, so you can do that, or is that done during preseason, or is that just the ice hockey team has all that equipment?
Well, it's actually something that we're incorporating right now. It is something that we've had in the past, but it's been mainly like heart rates, whereas the system that we're going to use for this fall that we're just starting with right now is going to be able to track not just heart rates, but more so what you're talking about, the distances and the loads that the players are carrying, and the impact that that's going to have on like, it's going to be we're not going to have all the data at the beginning. It'll be something that we like collect as we go,
Right,
but it'll be something that we are utilizing in practice, and monitoring what we're doing in practice to mimic what's happening in the game. So with the game being quarters now, of 15 minutes instead of like two halves of 35 minutes, the players are running like over a mile, in each quarter.
right.
So a lot of that training, we have to be able to sort of train like that, not just show up at the game and think that, that's going to happen. So it is something that it's such an advanced science. There's so many things that you can track, and obviously we're not going to be able to do that all at the beginning, but it is something that I'm excited to be able to use um, at a much bigger scale for our program that we have had in the past. And we have a performance coach that will be working with our team as well. And he's going to obviously be with some other programs, but I know that he's excited to work with our team with this particular system, and to also have some experience in doing that with us.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and it's that whole analytic piece that now you're going to be able to incorporate into coaching.
Right, right.
Um, Field hockey is such a huge part of high school sports, and you see it in the middle schools and going up. What do you say to Maine, our young Maine girls that want to play field hockey at an advanced level?
I think that our state has a lot of opportunity to do that. We've been one of the sports that's been lucky to be able to have Maine players on our roster, and that means a lot to me, to be able to continue to do that. We have a lot of, like you said, a lot of great high school programs, with coaches that are well established in those programs, and they know what it takes to play at the Division 1 level. But we also have a lot of clubs, a lot of other programs that players can get involved if they play through their school and they like it and they want to do it more. They can play all year really if they want to, and if they want to commit themselves to doing that. And I think that that's just a really important part of our program. So anything that we can do as a coaching staff to encourage that. I know that having our field this summer, we've been able to offer some programs during the summer that we had done before that we weren't able to, and now we got back to. So we just love having the high school players, part of our program, supporting us, but also trying to support them as best as possible.
Yeah, I know a lot of schools played up at Maine last year, and what an experience to be able to play at a Division 1 facility. It certainly beats grass that they might be playing at their high school.
Yeah, it's a different game for them, but I think it's still very valuable for them to be exposed to that, because we were doing a skills clinic on Thursday, and I was saying, to the players in the clinic, like, okay, let's pick up the pace because we're playing on turf, and we can make the ball go faster, and we can play a little bit faster pace. And I think that that's the big difference for them, obviously, from like grass or field turf to our turf.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Thanks so much for joining us. As I said, we're going to try and do this weekly, and I really appreciate your time and enjoy the little bit of rest that you have before your players check in.
Well, thank you so much.